Introduction to Criminal Justice, Final Presentation by Daniel Ambler. The article I read and researched had to do with self-defense. Self-defense is one of the many types of justifications. Justifications are legal defenses used by defendants to justify why they committed acts that otherwise would be considered illegal. Some of the most common justifications are self-defense, defense of others, defense of property, defense of habitation, consent, and necessity. For example, if a person is shooting at you, you have the right to shoot back at them and kill them using the self-defense claim. This is an affirmative defense. Evidence must support this defense and prove the defendant was justified with their actions. For example, if the person is shooting at you, you have to prove in your court case that that person was shooting at you and had the intent to hurt you. The case involves the Stand Your Ground law. The Stand Your Ground law is a self-defense law. Typically, self-defense cases, you have to retreat before, or attempt to retreat before you can take violent actions. However, the Stand Your Ground law says that when facing a threat or danger, your first response can be violence or retaliation and use lethal force. However, this is only in half the states, and in those states that have that law, your Stand Your Ground case varies on interpretations from state to state. And there is a lot of controversy surrounding this law, as I will discuss further in this presentation. The Fox News article that I read involved Michael Drudka, a Florida man, who was accused of manslaughter, killing Marcus McLaughlin outside a convenience store in Florida on July 19, 2018. Drudka claimed that he acted in self-defense after being pushed to the ground by McLaughlin. His self-defense was on the basis using the Stand Your Ground law. Controversy surrounding this case, as there's possible racist motives involved. Drudka was a white male, McLaughlin was a black male. In the end, Drudka was found guilty of manslaughter. Drudka's self-defense claim. Drudka was outside the convenience store and got into an argument with McLaughlin's girlfriend at the time. When McLaughlin came outside, he shoved Drudka to the ground. In response, Drudka pulled out a .40 caliber handgun and shot McLaughlin. These wounds were fatal. The defense claimed that he did what he had to do in the moment, split-second time, given that he was attacked, according to his attorney. His attorney further said, "You may not agree with the law, but you took an oath as a juror to uphold the law." The law that he was referring to was the Stand Your Ground law. Drudka claimed that he had the right to take lethal action under the Stand Your Ground law. Even though he may have been able to retreat, he did not have to. He had the right to take lethal action as the first action. Drudka was arrested 3 weeks after the incident. This case is surrounded by controversy. First, it took 3 weeks for Drudka to be arrested and accused of manslaughter. Many people ask, why wasn't he arrested earlier? That being shoved to the ground isn't a justification to shoot somebody. People suggested that the police department did not want to accuse Drudka of manslaughter because he was a white man shooting a black man. Racism does not only surround this particular case, it surrounds the stand your ground law in general. Many people believe that the stand your ground law promotes stereotyping and racism. Since the stand your ground law repeals the duty to retreat, people think that it promotes violence and promotes stereotyping when a danger is perceived. Like in this case, people believed that Drudka felt like his life was in danger because of a black man pushing him down and shoving him down to the ground, and he was a white man. Further, the stand your ground law takes a lot of heat because people believe that it's just a justification to use violence as the first response, rather than taking other precautions or other reactions that would, in some cases, save people's lives. Media and public opinions. So the original article that I read was from Fox News. Fox News tends to be very Republican and right-leaning. However, this article seemed pretty unbiased. The author presented the facts in a fair way, and she didn't even include any of her opinions on whether she disagreed with the ruling or agreed with it, or if she stands with the stand your ground law, or if she wants it repealed. Therefore, I concluded that this article was unbiased and a good article to use for this presentation. The stand your ground law in general is a Democrat versus Republican issue. Typically, the Democrats want this law repealed, and Republicans support this law. And therefore, it's a left-leaning media issue versus a right-leaning media issue. For example, Fox News, other articles in Fox News have supported the stand your ground law, and articles from like MSNBC tend to want this law repealed. And since it's a very political issue, it is common for other groups to voice their opinion and lobby their opinion, like the NRA. They support the stand your ground law. This is pretty obvious because the NRA typically supports gun laws, and this law does support gun use pretty immediately. The first response that you can have is to use lethal action. And then Al Sharpton has also got involved and held rallies against this law due to some of the racial implications that typically surround this cases using this defense. In the end, though, Drudka was found guilty and faces up to 30 years in prison. I think this verdict was fair because getting shoved to the ground and pushed to the ground in a convenience store parking lot does not give you the right to shoot someone and kill someone. I didn't think Drudka's life was in any danger whatsoever. I think that Marquise was probably just upset that he got in a fight with his girlfriend, but didn't have any intent to really harm Drudka in any way. Therefore, lethal action just isn't justified whatsoever. Here are my sources for this presentation. Thanks again, and enjoyed taking this class, and thank you very much.